On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Compassion.
A strong feeling of sympathy and sadness for another's suffering or bad luck.
Examples:
Feel compassion for the poor. Have compassion toward the accident. His infinite love and compassion for everyone never weary.
Fierce.
Severe and violent in a way that is frightening.
Examples:
Fierce competition. A fierce animal. The fierce thunders echoed across the plain.
Wrath.
Extreme anger.
Examples:
Wrath of God. A high person's wrath. He finally exploded with wrath due to the team's repeated failures.
Necessity.
The state or fact of being needed, anything indispensable.
Examples:
In great necessity. The necessity of the concrete measure. He emphasized the necessity of immediate action.
Luxury.
A state of great comfort or sophistication, mainly provided by expensive and beautiful things.
Examples:
Get into the luxury car market. Luxury hotel. His anti-luxury practices were quite strict.
Survive.
To live or exist despite a dangerous event or period.
Examples:
Survive a blizzard. Survive a plane crash. These birds can only survive in temperate climates.
Planet.
Any of the 9 large celestial bodies that circle in the solar system, any celestial body that revolves around a star.
Examples:
Planet like the Earth. Save the planet. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun.
Plankton.
Tiny forms of plant and animal life that live in water or air on which other animals feed.
Examples:
Plankton blooms. Plankton community. Plankton is generally the foundation of the ocean food chain.
Privilege.
A special right or advantage that only one person or group of people has, usually because they are rich and powerful in a society.
Examples:
A breach of privilege. Privilege of membership. In the Middle Ages, the right to hunt in the wild was the privilege of royalty and nobility.
Hospice.
A specialized care facility or service for terminally ill patients intended to provide comfort and support in the final stages of life. Any program, organization, or approach focused on end-of-life care and support.
Examples:
Hospice care. Home hospice. The hospice team includes nurses, social workers, chaplains, and volunteers who work together to provide comprehensive care.
Outskirt.
The part of a town or city away from the center, typically the suburbs, the fringe or border of something.
Examples:
The outskirt of the forest. On the western outskirts. The outskirt of the city was quieter and more peaceful than the busy downtown area.
Ward.
A room in a hospital for patients requiring special care.
Examples:
A children's ward. Ward nurse. The patient was moved to the intensive care ward for further treatment.
Fragile.
Delicate or easily broken or damaged.
Examples:
Politically fragile nation. Fragile ecosystem. The vase was made of fragile ceramic and easily broke when it was dropped.
Obvious.
Easy to see, discover or understand.
Examples:
Obvious reasons. His conclusion was obvious. There are obvious differences between the two wine-producing regions.
Latter.
Situated nearer to the end of something than the beginning, recent.
Examples:
The latter part of the 20th century. The latter half of life. We plan to schedule the feature update for the latter 10 days of September.
Phase.
Any stage in a series of events, change, or development.
Examples:
Enter on the last phase. Two-phase structure. The era of the Industrial Revolution was a crucial phase of history.
Rive.
To tear or split apart forcefully, to break or divide by a sharp blow or force.
Examples:
Rive the sails of the ship. Rive the stone into precise shapes. The lumberjack used a strong axe to rive the logs into smaller pieces.
Grief.
A very great sadness, especially when somebody dies.
Examples:
Have grief and sorrow. A lot of grief. Each person has a unique grief experience.
Confusion.
The state of being mixed up or unclear, or the state of disorder or uncertainty.
Examples:
Administrative confusion. In great confusion. The sudden policy change has caused confusion among employees.
Epic.
A long, heroic poem or story, adjective, very imposing or impressive.
Examples:
Historical epic. Epic journey. The movie is the heroic epic of a young man's journey to become a warrior and defend his kingdom.
Wondrous.
Inspiring amazement or admiration, extremely beautiful and impressive.
Examples:
Wondrous sight. Wondrous adventure. The wondrous beauty of the sunset left us all in awe.
Strength.
The quality or state of being physically, or sometimes mentally, strong.
Examples:
Strength of the economy. Muscular strength. Health and strength are, above all, gold.
Gaze.
To stare at something or someone for an extended period of time, usually out of surprise or adoration, or because you are thinking about something else.
Examples:
Gaze steadily at his face. Gaze absently out a window. The youngster was gazed by the beast.
Wipe.
To clean or dry something by rubbing with a piece of cloth or paper or one's hand and removing dirt, food, or liquid.
Examples:
Wipe off dirt. Wipe with water. Please wipe your sweat with this towel.
Clinician.
A practitioner, especially of medicine or psychology, who has direct contact with patients.
Examples:
Experienced clinician. From a clinician's perspective. Some clinicians believe that psychological characteristics alone may cause mental disorders.
Plateau.
An elevated, relatively level expanse of land, typically vast and extending over a large area, a state or period of little or no change following a period of growth, development, or progress.
Examples:
Plateau region. Plateau in performance. The hikers finally reached the plateau after a long climb up the mountain.
Clinic.
A building or hospital department where people can go for medical care or advice, especially of a particular condition.
Examples:
Visit to the veterinary clinic. A dental clinic. She holds a clinic on Tuesday mornings.
Medical.
Relating to the treatment of illness or injuries, relating to the practice of medicine.
Examples:
A medical opinion. Temporary medical treatment. The medical team worked quickly to save the patient's life.
Whatsoever.
Not at all, no matter what.
Examples:
Whatsoever it be. Without impact whatsoever. He refused to do anything whatsoever to help her.
Impoverished.
Reduced to poverty or destitution, lacking in resources, means, or vitality, depleted or exhausted.
Examples:
Impoverished nation. Impoverished family. The impoverished villagers struggled to make ends meet with little access to food and clean water.
Clutch.
To grasp and hold somebody or something tightly.
Examples:
Clutch at any straw. Clutched her daughter to her breast. The boy clutched his mother's hand tightly as they walked in the dark.
Bundle.
A group of things that are tied or wrapped together, a large amount or quantity of something, a package or parcel of things.
Examples:
Bundle of papers. Travel bundle. I tied up the bundle of newspapers and took them to the recycling center.
Rag.
A piece of cloth, especially an old one, torn or cut into strips and used for cleaning.
Examples:
A rag of cloud. Rag doll. He used an old rag to clean the grease off the car's engine.
Deaf.
Lacking the ability to hear, or having impaired hearing, unresponsive or unaware of certain sounds or signals.
Examples:
Deaf in one ear. Deaf child. The deaf student needed an interpreter to understand the lecture.
Wrap.
To cover or enclose something entirely with paper, cloth, or other material.
Examples:
Wrap a fish in foil. Wrap up a meeting. Wrap the bandage tightly around the injured arm.
Massive.
Enormous amount, very heavy and solid.
Examples:
Massive amounts. Massive stars. The recent economic downturn has resulted in massive layoffs.
Aid.
Things sent to help countries in need, notably food or money, support.
Examples:
Financial aid. Country-by-country aid programs. Pakistan's aid budget was still being reviewed.
Eyesight.
The ability to see, visual acuity or sharpness.
Examples:
Impaired eyesight. Acute eyesight. His excellent eyesight allowed him to spot the bird in the dense foliage.
Paralyze.
To cause a person or part of the body to become unable to move or feel.
Examples:
Paralyze a city. Paralyze a person. The venom from the snake bite paralyzed his arm.
Slave.
A person who is either legally or illegally owned by someone, a person entirely dominated by some influence or a person.
Examples:
A slave of drink. A slave trader. You should work hard but not be a slave to it.
Sentimental.
Connected with or resulting from someone's emotions, rather than reason or realism.
Examples:
In a sentimental mood. Sentimental damage. Stop being sentimental and always speak the truth.
Phenomenal.
Extremely good or impressive, outstanding.
Examples:
Phenomenal success. Phenomenal growth. The athlete's phenomenal performance broke all previous records.
Imprimatur.
Official approval or endorsement, especially by a person in authority, formal permission or sanction, often given to printed or published material.
Examples:
Official imprimatur. The imprimatur of the Catholic Church. The author eagerly awaited the publisher's imprimatur before releasing the book.
Comprise.
To include or consist of something, the act of making up or forming something.
Examples:
Comprise a large percentage. Comprise the recent past. The team comprises players from different countries.
Facet.
One of the many aspects or sides of a subject or situation, especially when seen from different angles or perspectives, a particular feature or characteristic of something.
Examples:
Facet to a question. Important facet. The different facets of his personality make him a complex individual.
Referential.
Containing or relating to a reference to something or someone else, indicating, representing, or denoting something else.
Examples:
Referential database. Referential language. The referential footnote provided additional information about the source of the data.
Suffer.
To experience pain, distress, or hardship, to undergo or endure something painful or unpleasant.
Examples:
Suffer a setback. Suffer bad grades. The older man suffers from arthritis and finds it difficult to move around.
Recognize.
To acknowledge or realize something or someone, to identify, remember, or become aware of something that was previously known or encountered.
Examples:
Recognize talent. Recognize achievement. It's important to recognize your strengths and weaknesses.
Separate.
To force, take, or pull apart, mark as different.
Examples:
Separate video into chapter. Separate cream from milk. We need to separate the aspect of his personality from the part of his competence when making an investment decision.
Motor.
A device that converts electricity, fuel, etc. into movement and makes a machine, vehicle, etc. work.
Examples:
A motor mechanic. DC motor control. Energy-efficient motors are needed to maximize the cruising distance of electric vehicles.
Cortex.
The outermost layer of an organ, especially the brain.
Examples:
Cortex cells. Visual cortex neuron. The cerebral cortex consists of 6 layers.
Aspire.
To have an ambition or a desire to achieve something, typically something high or great.
Examples:
Aspire to greatness. Aspire after perfection. She aspired to become a successful businesswoman.
Transform.
To change an outward structure or looks.
Examples:
Transform an education system. Transform heat into power. My father's death transformed my life completely.
Bless.
To make or pronounce holy, to hallow, to consecrate, to sanctify.
Examples:
Bless him in my heart. Bless you. The priest blessed the couple as they knelt before him.
Engage.
To attract and keep someone's attention and interest, to participate in or obtain services of something.
Examples:
Engage in environmental protection activities. Engage a new employee. Many multinational companies are engaged in the reconstruction of that country.
Component.
One of several parts that combines with others to form something bigger.
Examples:
Key component. Spare components for cars. The researchers try to discover a common component in all types of successful organizations.
Essential.
Indispensable, fundamental.
Examples:
Essential amino acid. Essential commodities of life. Trial and error is an essential part of education.
Attach.
To fasten, join, or connect one thing to another.
Examples:
Attach firmly. Attach a file to an email. He does not attach importance to these rumors.
Outcome.
The result or effect of an action, event, etc.
Examples:
Improved student outcomes. A desirable outcome. They awaited news of the outcome of the election.
Row.
An arrangement of objects or people side by side in a line. Verb, to propel a boat through the water using oars.
Examples:
Criminal on death row. A row of cherry trees. He was the leader of the demonstrators and spoke out against the war in the front row.
Maximum.
The largest or greatest amount or value attainable or attained.
Examples:
Maximum limit. The maximum speed. The maximum temperature recorded this summer was higher than average.
Caregiving.
The act of providing care and support for someone who is ill, disabled, or elderly.
Examples:
Caregiving process. Caregiving responsibilities. She devoted her life to caregiving, looking after her aging parents.
Attachment.
A feeling of affection for someone or something.
Examples:
Attachment to a formal plan. Stand mixer fitted with the paddle attachment. I have no attachment to the countryside.
Distort.
To change something's shape, appearance, or sound so that it appears weird or unclear.
Examples:
Distort the facts. Distort the economy. Economists contend that taxes distort consumer behavior in general.
Catastrophe.
A sudden event that causes extreme ruin and misfortune.
Examples:
Catastrophe risk management. Avoid climate catastrophe. The lack of funds has resulted in a catastrophe for our university system.
Inherent.
Existing in something as a permanent, essential, or characteristic attribute.
Examples:
Inherent risk. Have an inherent dislike. Honesty is an inherent quality that everyone should strive to possess.
Extent.
The point or degree or area to which something extends.
Examples:
Certain extent. The extent of the damage. I was amazed at the extent of her generosity.
Eve.
Also as Eve, the day or period of time immediately preceding a particular event, the biblical figure who was the first woman and wife of Adam, according to the Jewish and Christian faiths.
Examples:
Eve of the party. Christmas Eve. The eve of the wedding was filled with excitement and anticipation.
Amazing.
Extremely surprising, especially in a way that you like or admire.
Examples:
Amazing advances. The most amazing feeling. The golfer recorded an amazing distance.
Fascinating.
Extremely interesting.
Examples:
Fascinating story. Completely fascinating to me. The museum houses a fascinating collection of Celtic artifacts.
Pity.
A feeling of sorrow and compassion caused by the suffering or misfortunes of others, an object of contempt or disdain.
Examples:
Allow self-pity. Pity speech. It is a pity that the concert had to be cancelled due to the storm.
Moral.
Concerned with the principles of what is right and wrong, fairness, honesty, etc.
Examples:
Moral hazard. Moral burden. Ethics deals with moral conduct.
Paralysis.
A condition in which you are unable to move or lose control of part or most of the body because of illness or injury.
Examples:
Moral paralysis. Paralysis in the leg. Massive demonstrations lead to total paralysis of transportation.
Imago.
The final, adult stage of an insect's development that typically follows the larval or pupal stage of psychology, an idealized mental image of someone, often a parental figure, that influences a person's behavior.
Examples:
The imago of the butterfly. Imago development. The imago stage is an insect's life cycle's final and fully mature form.
Archetype.
A very typical example of a certain person or thing, a recurrent symbol or motif in literature, art, or mythology that represents a universal pattern of human nature.
Examples:
Archetype symbol. Feminine archetype. The hero's journey is a common archetype in many myths and stories.
Pervade.
To spread throughout something, to permeate.
Examples:
Pervade society. Pervade an atmosphere. The smell of baking bread pervaded the kitchen.
Psyche.
The human soul, mind, or spirit.
Examples:
Deep psyche. Psyche healing. The therapist helped her understand the workings of her psyche and how to cope with her anxiety.
Globe.
The earth or world, mainly used to emphasize its vastness.
Examples:
Terrestrial globe. Around the globe. His final goal is to sail around the globe.
Neuroscience.
The scientific study of the function, structure, and disorder of the brain and the nervous system.
Examples:
The branch of neuroscience. A theoretical concept in neuroscience. Our university is famous for its professors, who are well versed in behavioral neuroscience.
Extraordinary.
Exceptional, unexpected, very unusual, surpassing the ordinary or usual.
Examples:
Extraordinary ability. Extraordinary weather. He narrated the extraordinary story of his adventure.
Cult.
A small religious group, especially one that is not part of a larger religion and that is regarded as outside the norm, followers of an exclusive system of beliefs and practices.
Examples:
Cult members. Cult's practices. The cult leader promised his followers that they would achieve enlightenment if they followed his teachings.
Presence.
The fact or state that someone or something exists, occurs, or is present.
Examples.
The evidence of the presence. His majestic presence. The path to a solid online presence necessitates a high technical ability.
Baseline.
A starting point or minimum for comparing facts, the backline bounding each end of a tennis or handball court.
Examples.
Baseline budget. Establish a baseline. The products they sell are the baseline for performance in the industry.
Resilient.
Able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions.
Examples.
A hard and resilient steel. Resilient population. She is a resilient person and has always bounced back from setbacks.
Drain.
To empty or dry something by removing the liquid from it.
Examples.
Drain water from the swamp. Drain excess liquid. Push the button and let the water drain away.
Enliven.
To make something more interesting, active, or appealing. To give life or energy to something, often by adding new or creative elements.
Examples.
Enliven a party. Enliven a conversation. The party music helped enliven the atmosphere and get people dancing.
Enhance.
To increase or improve the quality, amount, or strength of someone or something.
Examples.
Enhance value. Enhance the flavor of the vanilla. The new strategy will enhance the profitability of our company.
Neural.
Of or relating to a nerve or the nervous system that includes the brain.
Examples.
Neural stem cells. Neural networks in AI. There was a disturbance of neural function.
Integrate.
To combine one thing with another so that they form a whole or work together. To accept equal participation for members of all races and ethnic groups.
Examples.
Integrate into the existing system. Integrate both businesses. He found that it is difficult to integrate socially.
Hook.
A curved device used for suspending, holding, or pulling something, especially one attached to a surface for hanging things on, a sharp curve or crook.
Examples.
A hat hook. The curved shape of a hook. Please hang your towel on a hook.
Brain.
The organ inside the head that is responsible for one's movement, thought, memory, and feeling.
Examples.
Basic brain function. Permanent brain damage. X-rays revealed a small tumor in his brain.
Discovery.
The act or process of finding information, a place, or an object, or learning about something that was previously not known.
Examples.
A scientific discovery. The great discovery of the century. Her research team made an important discovery.
Immune.
Protected against a particular disease or toxin due to the presence of specific antibodies or sensitized white blood cells.
Examples.
Immune from criminal prosecution. The cell of the immune system. The vaccination does not necessarily make you completely immune.
Noxious.
Harmful or poisonous to living beings, having an unpleasant or offensive smell or taste, causing intense or unpleasant emotions or feelings.
Examples.
Noxious gas. Noxious substances. The noxious fumes from the factory were causing health problems for nearby residents.
Shrink.
To become smaller, or to make something smaller in size or amount.
Examples.
Shrink the tumor. Shrink with fear. This shirt will shrink in the wash.
Psychopath.
A person with an extreme personality disorder characterized by a lack of empathy, remorse, and ethical values, often associated with manipulative and deceitful behavior, impulsivity, and risk-taking tendencies.
Examples.
Psychopath tendencies. Violent psychopath. The detective identified the psychopath who had been terrorizing the city for months.
Poison.
A substance that can cause illness, injury, or death when ingested, inhaled, or absorbed through the skin, something harmful, malicious, or toxic, the act of damaging or ruining a relationship. Verb, to introduce a substance into something or someone harmful and potentially deadly.
Examples.
Poison ivy. Poison bilateral relations. The plant's leaves contain a deadly poison that can cause hallucinations and seizures.
Toxin.
A poisonous substance produced by a living organism, such as a plant, animal, or microorganism, a chemical compound that can cause harm or illness to a living organism.
Examples.
Toxin exposure. Toxin production. Mold exposure can release dangerous toxins into the air.
Mobilize.
To make something ready for action or use, to organize people or resources for a particular purpose.
Examples.
Mobilize cooperation. Mobilize a stiff joint. The military mobilized troops to the border.
Immunity.
The ability of an organism to resist infection or disease, often due to the presence of antibodies.
Examples.
Immunity booster. Immunity response. Vaccination is an effective way to build immunity against diseases.
Provider.
A person or an organization that supplies somebody with something needed or wanted.
Examples:
An information provider. The provider of the family. People select internet providers not only in terms of price, but also in terms of transmission speed.
Suppose.
To think that something is likely to be actual or possible.
Examples:
Suppose you're right. Suppose beforehand. What do you suppose the culprit's motive was?
Government.
The group of people with authority to control a country or state.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Government funding. The federal government is planning to increase taxes for the next fiscal year.
Tremendous.
Very great in degree or extent or amount or impact, extremely good.
Examples:
Tremendous amount. Tremendous popularity. We had a tremendous time yesterday.
Uphold.
To support or defend something, such as a law, idea, decision, etc.
Examples:
Uphold the law. Uphold tradition. The judge may uphold the decision of the lower court.
Midst.
The middle part of people or things.
Examples:
In the midst of the crowd. In the midst of a scandal. He remained serene in the midst of turbulence.
Equanimity.
A state of calmness, stability, and composure, particularly in the face of stress, adversity, or challenging situations.
Examples:
Achieve perfect equanimity. Lose equanimity. The CEO's equanimity during the crisis helped reassure the investors and employees.
Defend.
To protect someone or something from attack, criticism, danger, etc.
Examples:
Defend my country. Defend against a threat. International law allows each nation to defend itself when its rights and interests are illegally violated.
Perceive.
To become aware or conscious of something through the senses.
Examples:
Perceive a threat. Perceive light. Australia is widely perceived as having low levels of corruption.
Instrument.
An object used to make musical sounds, such as a piano, guitar, or drum, a tool or device used for a specific activity, particularly in specialist or scientific work.
Examples:
Musical instruments. Surgical instruments. This electronic instrument is required to undergo periodic inspections to ensure precision.
Palm.
The inner surface of the hand from the wrist to the base of the fingers, any plant of the family Palmae having an unbranched trunk crowned by large pinnate or palmate leaves.
Examples:
The palm side of the forearm. Coconut palm trees. This high-performance camera is compact enough to fit in the palm of your hand.
Wisdom.
The quality of being wise, or the ability to use your knowledge and experience to make sensible decisions.
Examples:
A fountain of wisdom. Wisdom literature. The community greatly respected and sought after the older adults' wisdom.
Exemplify.
To serve as a typical example of something.
Examples:
Exemplify the importance. Exemplify the solution. The example of a successful startup serves to exemplify the potential of the industry.
Intimacy.
Close familiarity or friendship, a close, familiar, and usually affectionate or loving personal relationship with another person.
Examples:
On terms of intimacy. Build intimacy. They were looking for intimacy in their relationship and wanted to be close to each other.
Manifest.
To show something such as feeling, attitude, quality, etc., clearly through signs or actions.
Examples:
Manifest as the word. Manifest displeasure. The Prime Minister manifested his regret for his neighbors.
Filter.
Any of several types of equipment or systems used to separate particles from liquids or gases or to remove specific forms of light.
Examples:
Gas filter. Clogged filter. Ozone is a primary filter to protect Earth's surface from harmful UV rays.
Mediate.
To try to bring about an agreement or understanding between people who are in conflict.
Examples:
Mediate allergic reaction. Mediate a negotiation. The teacher had to mediate a disagreement between two students over a stolen pencil.
Infuse.
To fill something with a particular quality, feeling, or influence, to imbue.
Examples:
Infuse with spirit. Infuse life with meaning. She infused fresh herbs into the soup for added flavor.
Meditation.
The act of focusing one's mind on a particular object or thought, activity to train attention and achieve a mentally clear and emotionally calm and stable state.
Examples:
Meditation training. Religious meditation. The meditation instructor guided the group through the relaxation and breathing exercises.
Equation.
The act of regarding as equal, mathematics, a statement that expresses the equality of two expressions by connecting them with the equals sign.
Examples:
The equation of poverty with ignorance. A chemical equation. In this class, you will learn how to solve quadratic equations.
Cave.
A large hole in the side of a hill, cliff, mountain, or under the ground.
Examples:
Domiciliary caves. The mouth of the cave. Bats reside in sheltered caves.
Maggot.
The larval stage of a fly or other insect, typically characterized by its soft, legless body and often found in decaying organic matter or on living animals.
Examples:
Maggot therapy. Wriggling maggots. The maggot infestation in the trash can was a clear sign that we needed to take out the garbage more frequently.
Tongue.
A movable mass of muscle tissue covered with mucous membrane that is in the mouth, a language.
Examples:
Native tongue. Tongue cancer. The tongue is boneless, but it is as strong as bones.
Plumber.
A person who installs and repairs the pipes and fixtures of a water supply, heating system, or drainage system.
Examples:
Plumber's wrench. Licensed plumber. I had to call a plumber to fix the leaky faucet in my bathroom.
President.
The leader of a republic, for example, the U.S., the person in charge of the organization, such as a company, university, club, etc.
Examples:
President Emeritus. Vice President for Finance. The club president does not have absolute power.
Lotus.
A type of aquatic plant with large, round, floating leaves and distinctive flowers, often associated with spiritual symbolism and cultural significance in Asia.
Examples:
Lotus fragrance. Lotus petals. The serene pond was adorned with beautiful lotus flowers.